Engineers make drawings to understand and communicate their ideas. The physical practice of drawing provides a way for engineers to step outside of precision and details to get a sense of a general overview. Drawings capture the conversations back and forth between engineer, architect, surveyor, client, and others in the design team. And freehand sketching will most often precede the production of CAD drawings at stages C, D, and E of a project. The 5 short films in this series are intended to act as a bridge between university training and practice in an engineering office. 4 of the films demonstrate exercises and tips to help engineering students master basic drawing techniques. We've also designed some exercise sheets that you can download and use to practice your sketching. The 5th film traces the evolution of the design of the Templeman Library in Kent, recording the dialogue through sketching between engineers and other members of the project design team. In order to start drawing, you don't need a lot of equipment. You need a sketchbook. You will need 1 or 2 drawing implements, which we will introduce and show you the different properties of, different qualities of. The key thing is that the sketchbook is tiny. It goes everywhere with you. I'm going to show you shortcuts and tips that will allow you to not only learn to draw, but learn to draw ideas. A lightweight board. This is just thin card. Piece of paper. If you put a piece of paper on, you can square it up either with the edge of the board, or you can put it in the middle of your board and use the T-square to get it straight. We're just going to look at the T-square because it has several roles, but its principal one is to provide a perfect horizontal platform and a base for set squares to make vertical lines. So we combine this for our horizontal lines. So we can make perfect horizontal lines. We can use set squares with them to make measured vertical lines. And we can start to build perfect vertical lines. The set squares can be used individually. This is a 30-degree set square. This is a 45-degree square. You can also get a similar thing by combining the 2 squares, and you can then pretty confidently draw parallel lines over and over and over again at eccentric angles. So that will work in any number of ways. So you use this as a sliding parallel line. The pens I would recommend: a very fine pen, which would be a 0.05 or a 0.1, a 0.8, something like a Sharpie, which will give you a big fat line. A blue pencil is extremely useful. Blue pencil is used to draw soft construction lines and grids as a guide for drawing over. Probably the simplest type of 3D shape you can create is the oblique. Oblique drawing is a form of parallel projection where you draw an orthogonal shape, that is, a true shape, and then project forward or backward to create a 3D shape. The important thing to remember is that drawing is quite playful, and in the early stages of freehand drawing you should try a few improvisatory techniques to build your confidence before you start to draw specific things. This will stimulate your visual imagination. Try by making a box, which you subdivide into 4, then fill with thin parallel lines as neatly as you can. If you project a line that's roughly 30 degrees to the horizontal and repeat, or 60 degrees or 45 degrees, you form a space frame. As a 3D shape appears, draw parallel lines inside the box you've made, trying to keep all projected lines parallel and as straight as possible. Straight lines in freehand drawings are not perfect. they show that they were done by hand. When your sketch is complete, draw a thick line all the way around the outside of your shape, showing its outside contour. Play with making shapes that become more complex. You can do this freehand, or you can do it as I am here with drawing instruments. So these are 60-degree projections from a plan. You can see the original plan on the bottom left-hand side of the sheet, and a replica of it here that I'm drawing and projecting from at 60 degrees, just adding heights from the elevation. The bottom right-hand corner is a plan oblique, and the drawing in the top right-hand corner, projected from an elevation, is an elevation oblique. This is an example of oblique drawing showing the construction sequence of modules to be assembled in the Antarctic. Oblique is not a naturalistic drawing method and can be adopted very effectively to make storyboard diagrams like these. First, the sketch is made in pencil, then scanned and colored with paint on the computer.